It's time for another Outstanding Shift podcast with your host, Andrew Evans from Rossby Financial. I'm your producer, RJ Malik. Andrew, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. Today is a great day. I've just been fired up all day today.
Then explain to us why you are so fired up and introduce your guest for us.
Well, I'm fired up because RJ, I get to see you. All right. So that's obviously number one.
Have issues. You have issues then.
That's true. I mean, I'm bigger than National Geographic. I got more issues than them. So we're here. It's a Friday that we're recording this. And also we get to talk to my buddy, Cassia Watts. And it's getting warm again in Florida. And as everybody knows, I don't do cold. And even though I know
the iguanas stop freezing.
Yes, they're starting to warm up. So, and Cassie, I know you don't like cold either. So, we're kindred spirits here. We are heat miser. We like it 105. We like it hot.
Very nice.
So here we are.
So why don't you introduce Cassie officially?
Oh, let's do that. Okay, everybody, Cassia Watts of Hive One and AnchorPoint. I'm just so excited to have her on here. So, Cassia, we're going to let you tell us who you are, where you came from, what's happening, and you give us a little bit about your background, what you do, and then I'm going to ask you the outstanding shift question. Everybody gets the question. It's going to be a little startling. Not really that startling, but it is your time to shine.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm Cassia. As Andrew said, I am founder of Hive One and AnchorPoint with Andrew. I'm in Nevada. So going back to the hot weather topic, different hot weather than what Andrew has.
It's a dry heat.
Hot, nonetheless. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have a history in, I guess, what we would say marketing operations. And so that comes from, traditional marketing is going to be like advertising, social media, doing those inbound. But the marketing operations is when they come inbound on your website. Emails. Are you following up with the emails? Are you sending out broadcasts? How is that data being processed inside of your system? And, what you do with that. So that's pretty much my background. I've been doing this for over 10 years now.
Where are you from?
I'm from Metro Detroit, Michigan.
That's where you grew up. So you're a Red Wings fan.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And Mike Babcock, the former coach, I always thought what was really funny about Mike Babcock. Every time you saw him, he always looks like he was drinking water. He always looked like this. So for people who aren't watching this video, I'm making I'm squinting my eyes and I'm making kind of like pursed lips as I go to drink a water bottle, and that's how Mike Babcock always looks like. He's always ready to drink some water. He's always ready to drink water. So
that's funny.
Yeah, but am I right? That's how Mike Babcock looks.
Yeah. Like he's always caught in a surprise or something.
Yeah, Mike Babcock. Cool. Okay. Well, Cassia, we're going to ask you the question now. As you know, here we also like to have a little fun, but it's also a little serious. And so, from your time working on the building of programs, and we're going to talk more about what Hive One is and what AnchorPoint is, but from your time working in the digital space of marketing, inbound, so forth, why is everybody so bad at it? What are they getting completely wrong? Why does it suck? As everybody knows, I'm not allowed to say the word suck because my mom says I have a master's degree, so I'm not allowed to use that word. But why does it suck? Why does everybody suck but us?
Everybody sucks because from us versus AnchorPoint, you mean?
No. Just everybody. Why is it good to have an organization like you or a person like yourself help people figure this out and do better? That's what it is.
The biggest thing that sucks is probably the trying to tape systems together. So you have maybe one thing for your intake form. You have another thing to book appointments. You have another thing to send your emails. And so, especially if you're running a business with less than 10 people and you don't have a dedicated person to handle these issues, your system's going to constantly break. And, there's so much Zapier that's going to help you. There's so much that Zapier can help you, or, N8N or whatever. But it's like founders are constantly freaking out like, oh my God, I can't make this work.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't you also agree that it's like you have to know what Zapier is and how to do it?
That too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's dumb it down even further. Okay. So someone says, I've got an idea. I'm going to run whatever company that makes whiz bang Cracker Jacks. And I need to market. And you know what? I'm going to log into Wix.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that a bad idea for just this person? Seriously, why is that a bad idea?
Such a loaded question that I'm like,
of course it is. That's all we do.
Start.
I load the gun. You shoot it. You take care.
If they're logging into Wix,
I got you. Just say it. Just say it. That's the point of this podcast.
They're unsupported, I guess I would say. You know what I mean? Like when somebody's using Wix or a system similar to that, it only goes so far. You know what I mean? You still need an expert. There's still going to be things that you're trying to do with your campaign that isn't necessarily working. And, yeah, like, does that make sense? Is what I'm saying?
It does. It does. See, and this is where it is that, you're talking about it from everything that you've experienced. So being the expert, but like regular everyday folk who want to go and start a business are going to say, oh, well, I know that I could build a site on a Wix, on a Squarespace, on
but building a site only gets you so far. That's right. Step 0.
Right. Exactly. And so they tend to fall apart. Like, well, I put the website up. Now I don't now what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So where do you come in versus, oh, I watched Will Ferrell do a commercial about Wix. I'm going to go start a website and I'm going to start selling things online. I'm going to start my Amazon studio now.
So this is what I traditionally see. They come in, they build their website, see that commercial, they throw up a template on Wix, and then they say, okay, now what? First of all, strategically, what am I supposed to do? Am I just supposed to have a contact us form? No. Like that's conversion wise, no, you need more than that. Okay, so once they fill out a contact form, what happens after that? What page do I lead them to? Then what do I do? And then so it's not only the strategy of what you're supposed to do and what's going to convert the best, but also the how do I do it?
Mm-hmm. So, well, okay. So for our listeners at home or watching on the YouTubes or wherever they're listening in their home, like and subscribe. What are the elements, just the elements of what somebody needs to have in their site for today's marketing needs? Just their site. What are the main I want to drive the activity of somebody calling me or signing up to buy something from me. Call me to do something or sign up to schedule with me or buy my product. What are the key elements that they need?
The number one most important thing that you should have is going to be some sort of free something right there on your homepage above the fold, which means once they land, it's right on that page. It's something free, so you can grab their email, something incredibly enticing. But then from there, after they get that free thing, you need to continue on. So you can't just say, cool, you got your free thing. Thanks a lot. Bye. Okay. It's like, now that you got that free thing, book a call with me. Now, now that you've booked that call with me, or now that you got this free thing, do you want to pay for this other thing? Do you want to get more involved with me? You got to continue down that funnel. And so not only because you have your web pages, so a user session is going to last so long where they go through your page, step 1, step 2, step 3. But then on top of that, they're eventually going to drop off. And so on top of that, you need to layer in emails or text messages or chats or Facebook messaging, whatever you want to get fancy with, to
It sounds
continue.
so complex. No, don't I just have AI do that for me? Says everybody once they created their website.
Right. Unfortunately, not yet. Maybe
Okay, I'm
one
sorry.
day.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but like that's like what it always feels like, right? Okay, but
Yeah.
okay, go hit him again. Hit him again. Hit him again.
Well, and so then, just you have to also have those automations on the back end. So when they do drop off your page, they are getting an email from you. Oh, thanks for downloading this freebie. Book a call with us. Continue to bother them. Book a call. On average, you need a touch point with somebody 6 times before they end up purchasing or working with you. And so, automating that and making sure it's not just
Mhm.
one website. You don't just set up your store and everybody comes
What?
buying stuff.
Sure they do. I got the thing, right? Well, okay, so those elements, right? Those elements, there are programs out there that I think a lot of people just know, right? So we talked about, so like somebody could go to Wix and they're all there, but you need somebody to configure it. But there's also things like people think like Salesforce, which is a whole other thing. When
Right.
I'll tell everybody, unless you've got money to burn, just not yet, just don't. But then you've got things like HubSpot.
Mhm.
All right. And a HubSpot, and I'm gonna throw you a huge softball here. So there's HubSpot, and there's a program that you created called Hive One.
Mhm.
What's up with HubSpot? What's up with Hive One?
So HubSpot, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan. I do
Mhm.
love HubSpot.
Yeah, we don't dislike HubSpot. We
Yeah,
don't.
I'm a fan, but the problem is that you start with that free starter, and then you want to do something more advanced, and that's an additional fee. And then you want to do something else more advanced in the sales hub of it. It's more fees and more fees. I just transferred a customer off of HubSpot because they were paying upwards of $3,000 a month for the software. Especially with a team of 10, like that's insane.
That's real money. I think
That
for a small business, that's
Yeah.
that. But Cass, but people say, yeah, but it's got the marketing thing, social media, but it does those things. There can't possibly be something that does that without costing me all that money.
Oh, but there is.
There you go. See, Q.
Oh, but there
Q.
is.
Oh,
That's why we created Hive One. We were seeing that a lot of so Hive One is the system that I created with my business partner Jen.
who's also lovely. We should have Jen come on and chat with
Yeah,
us
you
one
should
day
do
too.
another one with Jen too. She has a lot to say. She has a lot to say. But we created it because we were dealing with a lot of entrepreneurs were struggling with tech costs and tech connections and so on and so forth. They were spending so much money, and especially when you're just trying to get off the ground, because a lot of the customers we were working with were just starting off. You know what I mean? We were coming out of COVID. They were, getting laid off, struggle. I'm starting my own thing. And so you can't be spending all this money when you're still trying to get customers. So then we were like, you know what? Let's create our own. Let's make it incredibly affordable with all the features. So our plans don't. It's not like HubSpot where it's like add this plan now, add that plan.
Which actually gets very confusing because we
Yes.
use it on a certain level with our company, but it's like, wait, no, I just needed to do this. Oh, well, for that you have to then buy this and this seat.
hmm
What? I just wait. I just want to follow a deal. Yes, you have to buy this now and then
hmm
this one, and then you
hmm
don't know where anything is. So yeah, it gets a little convoluted.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so yeah, and so we started ours that does the email marketing, does the one-to-one emails. You can create a website, you can take appointments, you can build communities and courses. You could take payments, so on and so forth. So pretty much does everything that you need to run your business in one system.
Okay, so again, you're getting a website, billing capabilities,
Mhm.
inventory billing capabilities,
Mhm.
a scheduler, marketing funnels, learning management system,
Mhm.
communities, like a Reddit.
Mhm.
What else?
Quizzes and forms.
No, quizzes, forms,
Yep.
all the side of it. I'll be funny and say, can you webhook it to things?
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
you
you
can,
can.
Andrew. Wow,
Oh,
how funny that you asked that.
yeah. I happen to know so few things. Okay. And I'm sure we could add just to make it an even 10, because we want to make it an even 10. You can also connect it. The part of your marketing can be by text message.
Mhm.
Through utilizing WhatsApp and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I was
yeah,
gonna say
really,
WhatsApp
really
too
cool.
for our international listeners. I know that
Yes.
WhatsApp's huge in every other country except for America, which is funny.
Yeah. I think over here we didn't really want to do a whole lot of WhatsApp when everybody realized, like, oh wait, it's owned by Facebook. Everybody started to be like, I don't think we want to use it that much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, but it's secure. Yeah, but then Mark Zuckerberg has it. What people think. I don't want to
I
use
don't
it
think I
because
actually knew that WhatsApp was owned by Facebook.
yeah, well, Meta.
Well, same
Sorry,
thing.
Meta. Sorry, let's get it all right here. So coming back to that, with your program Hive One, it being the entrepreneur's way of setting up the all-in-one business. Okay.
Mhm.
And you said, you wanted to give everybody something that was easier to use, easier to set up, and price point wise, baseline price point, and why that area? Like, why was that such a concern? Because if HubSpot and Wix and la 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 are all charging a significant amount of money, why not you? Why wouldn't you
Because
just do that?
we wanted to make it affordable. Like it was more so a morality standpoint for me and Jen to say, you know what, we want to make this not the cheapest product out there. We do have to pay bills and be able to provide a good customer service for our clients. But at the same time, we didn't want to charge so much money because when we first made it, we came from, and me and Andrew will get into this in a second on how we met, but we came from a standpoint with coaching and people selling courses. And a lot of them were on Kajabi, which people may or may not know about that's listening, but they start off at $199 a month. And that's just for 3 products, and so it goes all the way up to, I think, $600 a month, and that's cheaper than HubSpot, so to speak, but it's not incredibly cheap for a lot of these solopreneurs that we were working with. And so from a morality standpoint, we really wanted to be like, you know what, let's make this under $100 unless they need, 3 different websites. Um, and just making sure that it was it
Yeah, did you
was
guys hear that? That was kind of weird.
yeah.
Sorry.
You playing a video game over there?
Not yet.
But yeah, just making sure that it was affordable so that people can start their own business. Because again, that's something that we're very passionate about is starting a business, having your own freedom,
Mm-hmm.
not working a 9 to 5. And so we wanted to help facilitate that.
Yeah. I think that's a good segue into then what we're doing, because as so my podcast is for the people, like, my podcast is for the children. Me and the Wu-Tang, we're for the children, right? That's how we roll. Wu-Tang's for the children. Rossby and affiliated companies are for the children. But really it's for financial advisors. And most advisors that we work with are more or less the solopreneur, as you say. And in part of the Rossby Office platform, so the R Office platform, we'll do another podcast at some point, talk about this. Go to the website. We are fractional services for advisors across the country. So pick up an admin, pick up a paraplanner, something like that at a fractional price. There's really no need to buy people in whole units, like having employees while you're getting going and up and running. So pick it up fractionally. And so since there's a lot of these solopreneurs and we're trying to build up our admin level, more admins, help them come on, we were looking for a learning management system. And well, I'm telling the story to you, but this is about you, you and me. And so looking for this LMS, went through the Kajabi's, the Trainuals. I think there was like 2 other ones. And, we met and I saw your system. I saw Hive One. I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for advisors because it's combining calendars, appointment settings, sending out the marketing, the funnels, everything we listed off. But my gosh, your price point is so low. This is perfect. But what it didn't have was a little bit of a zhuzh, that's a technical term, on levels of compliance or really from the financial side of things. So that's, I proposed to you and Jen. I was like, hey, why don't we start to join forces here, and let's make something different. And out of that sprung the variation of you created. You did the program. What did I do? I just came up with something. What the hell do I know? We created AnchorPoint. So really, let's have a chat about AnchorPoint for a bit here. So everything we've been talking about, everybody, about all the things you need to have, a little bit about Hive One and things like that. We took those things and we created a program called AnchorPoint, which is designed to be an all-in-one marketing tool for financial advisors. The solo to enterprise practice can engage and do what they need to do in one place, as opposed to buying a HubSpot, but then also buying Calendly, and then also buying a MyRepChat, and then buying an Advice Pay, and then buying your website, and then buying a funnel, and then buying marketing materials. Right? We did it at one. We did it at one place. So I'll come back and say, all right, Cass, what have we been finding out about AnchorPoint as we started to talk to folk about? What's been interesting as I've pulled you over into this wonderful side that is financial services? What has been some of the fun things or some of the differences? You're like, oh, wait, you can't do that, or oh, let's do this.
It has been very interesting being on the financial side, because I would say that the financial folk might be a little bit behind on the times in terms of
no
all the technology.
No. Listen, our compliance teams tell us that we have the latest and greatest software available to us. I'm sorry. Stop the tape. She's wrong. We are not behind. That's sarcasm for those at home. But we know it. We know it. And you know what? We know it. We're slow to adopt. It's okay. We had Larry Shumbris on before, and he even says like, yeah, we're just slow to adopt, and that's just the way that it is. Like,
you guys have a lot of regulations and compliance loopholes you need to jump through too. So no hard feelings.
Okay. So other than offending everybody that's listening and telling us that we're behind, Cassia, tell us some more.
Well, so, what do I want to say? The AnchorPoint is Hive One, so it does have all those features we just talked about. But on top of that, there is a compliance standpoint. So it's making sure that your disclaimers, so the RIA can control the websites for their advisors, right? I'm saying that right.
Or broker-dealer. Yep. Or broker-dealer.
So you can control and kind of manage those disclaimers on websites. You can manage the terms and conditions that happens on the payments. And we might want to go into the payments a little bit more, because I think that's an interesting topic in terms of traditionally, I think advisors are sending out the contract and then waiting for the contract to be signed. And then, I got my contract signed. Now let's send out the invoice. Then you wait for the invoice to be paid. When I was like, why can't we just make this more simple? Here's a checkout page. Check here for your terms and conditions. Make your payment.
Yeah, I think that was that. Like, I think that was probably what triggered our relationship into this more than anything, because like a lot of us listening in, like everybody it does a lot of digital signatures, or Schwab or Fidelity's or Apex, their digital account opening process, where there's no DocuSign, there's no pen and paper. It is an agreement in terms of services. And so as we looked at it, I was like, well, why are most people doing plans? And we started at financial plans. Why is everybody doing this with pen and paper or just DocuSign? Why are we, and then also, why are we invoicing everything? Because there's nothing that says, there's nothing in the rule book that I can find. And please, I'm open if somebody wants to listen in and tell me that I'm wrong. There's nothing in the rule book that says, oh, you have to send an invoice to someone for them to pay you. That's not right. Regulation might be that you have to send them a receipt or a notice if you're state registered, like state registered RA, things like that. Or the broker dealer, like you might have created like a notification that, yes, notice has to go out, but I don't really know where it says you can only pay by invoice. So that's what triggered me to say, like, how do we make this easier? So that was our first, that's what triggered me to say, like, I think we could do something really good here. So what we did, or what we can do, to expound on that for you, Cassia, is we just said, well, what if we just turned all of our financial planning agreement into a terms of service, and then from that terms of service, you can then go into the checkout and pick what you want to do for your planning, as opposed to going in and then just sending out, okay, well, it's $500 for this plan, send the invoice, get paid. No, you just send your client a link or send them directly to your site and say, check that box, pay for that, comes in, routes to wherever you need it to route to, firm collects funds, pays out to advisor, or comes to the, if you're a single solopreneur, you've got it, and it's great. What are some other quick things? And I think we're getting closer to the end here, but what are some other things we should probably do a quick touch on? Oh, you know what's cool? Cassie, tell us about the pitfalls of cold emailing, and some of the things that you have to do before you send out an email to not spam.
For the cold emailing, how do I do this? You want me to talk about cold emailing as a strategy as a whole, or what do you?
That you shouldn't do it. Yeah, that you shouldn't do it. That's part one. But like, what are some tools that people should know about when they get a list? What should they do with this list before they go and send it all out?
Blasting it all out. You want to run it through zero bounce. Make sure that all of your emails are validated and they're actually an open inbox.
And what is zero bounce?
Zero bounce. Sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. Zero bounce is a software. You can Google it, zerobounce.com, and you upload a CSV of your emails. It runs a check on them. Don't ask me how. I think they send them a little ping or something. I don't know what that means 100%. But then if the email pings back, they're like, cool, it's verified. If not, they mark it on your list as not verified. Don't email them, because if you send an email from your Gmail or whatever email you use to a bunch of emails that are not validated, Google's not going to like you, and they're going to start putting you into spam. So, yeah. And then on top of that, too, for cold email, if you're going to do that, you want to use a domain that is not your main domain. So you should not be using rossbyfinancial.com, because
nobody should be using that but me.
Yeah, but like Andrew shouldn't be using it. He should be using something like getrossbyfinancial.com, because that way Google won't block his main domain.
Yep.
But
I found it so interesting when you talked about that really like surprised me, because AWS like shut us down, not because we were spamming, but we had what we thought was a nice, good, clean list, but there were there was a 2% bounce rate, and AWS said, no, that's too many.
They don't like
and
that.
they just shut the whole thing down. I was like, but we're talking about 2% over like a couple thousand. I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Well, like,
And the
I think it was like
reason-
900 or 700.
Well, the reason they do that, I believe, don't take my word for it because I'm not exactly an AWS expert, but they all are sharing one IP. So we're all sharing the same apartment. And if one person starts a fire in one room of the apartment, the whole apartment's going to start on fire. So they shut it down immediately. You know
Makes
what I
sense.
mean? So we don't burn the
Yep.
whole house down.
Yep. Absolutely. Cassia, we should do this again and then talk some more direct strategies that advisors or anyone can put into place pretty quickly. Maybe we'll just do one all about funnels and automations. We'll do that next time. But we're gonna have to stop now. So how about this last word? We're gonna give you the last word. And also we want all the contact information. So what's something that a solopreneur in the advisory space or any business right now should be doing, something simple they should be doing. And then tell us how we get a hold of you and how do we get a demo of AnchorPoint?
Okay, so the number one thing, if you do not have this already on your website, on that homepage, on either the very top section of your homepage or the very next section underneath it, you need to have some sort of freebie. Make it good. Don't do some generic ebook or something like that. Make it something good, valuable, something that proves your expertise in the area. You want to capture as many emails as you can as soon as you can, because people's attention spans are like squirrels nowadays.
Yep.
And then if you are interested in AnchorPoint and you want a demo, you want to contact me for more information, anything, go to redo that. Go to youranchorpoint.co.
No apostrophe. This is a website.
It's not
And
you
also
are
that's-
AnchorPoint.
It's right. It's YOUR anchorpoint.co. Anchorpoint.co. Okay. What's your email address, Cassia?
You can email me at cassia@youranchorpoint.co.
Excellent.
Andrew, how about your contact information?
Well, I tell you what, because we were talking about AnchorPoint, contact me over here at the Rossby office side of things. This is going to be a little spin up from what we usually do. So you can get me at aevans@ouroffice.team. And we could connect there. It's the best place to get a hold of me. Our phone numbers are there as well. You can go to ouroffice.team. You can email me at aevans@ouroffice.team. Let's talk about how myself or Cassia or one of our new partners, Greer, who's going to be on here one day, how any of us together could really help support and show how you could really make that business really start to kick butt out there in 26.
That sounds good. And thank you for that. Thank you for the podcast. It was outstanding. And most importantly, thank you for listening to the Outstanding Shift podcast. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, please click the subscribe button below. This way, when Andrew and his team comes out with a new podcast, it will show up directly on your listening device. And we humbly ask you to share this podcast, rate it, and leave a review, because this actually helps others find it. Again, thank you for listening. And for Andrew, I'm RJ Malik, and we look forward to you joining us for the next Outstanding Shift podcast.
Ahoy!
Thank you for listening to The Outstanding Shift. Don't forget to hit the follow button to be notified when new episodes become available. Visit our websites at www.ouroffice.team, www.rossbyfinancial.com, or give us a call at 321-209-0111. The information provided in this video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Past performance is not indicative of future results. You should consult a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions.